3 games in and you're already benching people for disciplinary reasons?
Oh, you know it. He was late to a meeting.
You seem awfully chipper about it.
Yeah, because I know what actually happened. He was stuck under a mountain of maidens.
A heap of honeys?
A surplus of Sarahs.
A mound of models?
A massif of Marys.
A range of Rachels?
A stack of Susans.
A pile of princesses?
A summit of sugar mamas.
A cornucopia of cuties?
A slew of Samanthas.
A profusion of Penelopes?
An abundance of Aubreys.
An oodle of ovaries?
I think that's enough. Yeah,
that was not good. I'll talk to you later, yeah.
Low-quality fans of a high-quality Bruins team. That is a dub. It is 2 a.m. God, starting with a West Coast trip is just not fair. 2 a.m. Your Boston Bruins, our Boston Bruins are 4-0. Not bad. Not bad. Against the current competition, I wouldn't say it's what you expect, but it's what you would hope for. Still, you got to take those wins. And the Kings were one of three teams this month that were going to be like a real, okay, is this team winning against other teams that we think are decent? And I think the Kings are decent, although there are some question marks about them after this one. Before we get into it, quick little announcement. You're going to see an option, or I don't know how this works exactly, but we are starting a membership program. Instead of doing a Patreon and all that kind of stuff, we're moving away from the Patreon stuff because I haven't kept up with it very well. But if you've been looking for a way to support the channel, because I know you guys have. No, but if you want to support the channel, there are 3-tier options for memberships. There's some low pricing on it if you're just interested in helping out. Look, this is in no way a requirement. All of the current stuff I'm doing will remain free, and I know not everyone is able to help out right now. A lot of time and work going to the channel. You see a lot of that. But I do this because I love this. And the expectation is never for people to give more than they are able to give. If you aren't able to give anything, I don't think any less of you for it. And I want to make that super, super clear. Times are tough for a lot of people. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. But I want to stress that there is not an expectation there. People get mad at me for doing it. People in my life who are like, no, you should sell yourself more. I'm like, yeah, bleh. Anyway, if you want to do that, check out the membership option. There's a couple little different tiers. There will be extra stuff for the higher memberships, but we'll break all that down at another time. It's 2 a.m. I have a 5 a.m. wake up time, and I'm not going to be done this for the next hour. So let's talk about this Kings team, shall we? They are a high-scoring team. This is a game of the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. We didn't move. But they did look like an unstoppable force for some of it. They're 2-1-1 to start the season. They have the second best average goals scored per game at just under 5 goals scored per game. I think it's 4.75, something along that lines. They are not great defensively. But we, on the other hand, are middle of the pack offensively through 3 games, but have only allowed 1.33 goals per game. Second best in the league. What's even more impressive is their scoring is really spread out. They have, let's see here, in their top 9, Fiala already has 6 assists, followed by Kopitar, 2 goals, 3 assists, Moore, 4 goals, 1 assist, Deneau, 1 goal, 3 assists, Kempe, 1 goal, 2 assists, Kaliev, 1 goal, 2 assists, Dubois, 3 goals, and Grunstrom, 2 goals, 1 assist. That's 8 forwards with 3 or more points through 4 games. We have 3. There's a difference of 1 game, but I think that point still stands pretty well. Talbot is going to get the net for them. He has started the season 2-1-0 with a 2.67 goals allowed average and a 916 save percentage. Those numbers have gone down because we did that to him. Let's talk about our team, which has some news. DeBrusk, Jake DeBrusk, 27-year-old Jake DeBrusk, has been benched for this game because he was late to a team meeting. Make the Sagan jokes. Make all the Sagan jokes. I'm here for him. I'm here for him. I don't want to make assumptions about this, but there are assumptions we can make because you were on the road. How are you late on the road? I get being at home, but if you were out partying last night, different. I don't want to make assumptions. I'm not going to make assumptions. The assumption we can make. He had to have fucked up in a real way. This was not running 4 minutes late to a team meeting because you didn't have your notebook with you. Also, I'm assuming this because professional sports sometimes mirror the way, amateur sports have worked in some ways. Those meetings start kind of fluidly oftentimes. There's like a trickle in, everyone gets in, they're chatting, kind of like the start to a classroom almost. Everyone's chatting and then coach gets there and boom, we're in. It's almost never starting on time. He had to have actually fucked up. Like genuinely fucked up with this one. If this is Monty reacting to a genuine fuck up, absolutely. This is the right move. I posted on Twitter, like, what the hell is happening to this news? And a bunch of people made the assumption that I was trying to defend Jake DeBrusk, which was interesting. Maybe that's just how I come off as a person. Accountability is a huge thing. And if DeBrusk fucked up, which he must have, like, I just can't imagine he was running a couple minutes late to this meeting and got benched for a game. He must have been late for a reason and not a good one. It happens. Am I worried about this? Not at all. I think this will be a blip. People won't even remember this in a month. I don't think it's that big of a deal at all. In a contract year, though, DeBrusk, wake up, buddy. Wake up. So the lines changed up. Lucic, Zacha, Pasternak is now your top line. Although it's actually listed Marchand, Patrick, as the top line. Either one, choose you. But that's your top six. We're going to talk about top six forwards later. Van Riemsdyk, Coyle, Frederick is your third. Lauko, Beecher, Brown is your fourth. So Brown is technically the one who takes over for DeBrusk as in the actual roster. Grizz, McAvoy, Lindholm, Carlo, Forbort, Mitchell. Shattenkirk is going to get benched. I do not think this is because Shattenkirk played poorly. I think this is more of a, hey, let's get Mitchell a game so he doesn't go a month without playing. And the only position he can really slot into is Shattenkirk. He's not a left defenseman, nor does he play there often enough. And you're already asking him to jump in, being rusty. Let's not change his position either. So it's an interesting one, because that third pair you're not super confident in, and you're going against an offense that is humming right now. Good thing we have Swayman in net, who was tremendous in his first game with a .944 save percentage and basically did the same thing in this one. He was fantastic. You know the worst thing about these West Coast games? I don't get to scream puck drops. I just go, puck drops! I should do a whole video in that voice. Anyway, it's fine. 2 minutes in, Coyle calls for interference. We're starting quick with the penalties. And we took a bunch of penalties again. And I gotta be honest, I don't love it. It's not something I enjoy. Penalty kill's pretty good, though. To be fair, I have no idea what this call is. He gets called for interference for skating next to a player, making contact with them, which is a play that happens every single moment that the puck is live. I mean, every single moment. There's never a moment where one guy isn't jostling another guy. The men jostle. They're jostling out there. So I'm confused by a lot of this, but it's fine. We're going to go to the penalty kill. And what's great about this penalty kill is we immediately give up a breakaway to Kempe, who goes right by Forbort and Carlo, who are caught high and wide. And we're going to talk about that again. And Swayman stones him 5-hole. And then Swayman has to play out of his mind for the next, 3 minutes in, 57 minutes of the game. That's basically what Swayman had to do. All these dramatic pauses are going to lead to a very long video, so good morning to all of you Sunday morning. Anyway, 56 seconds into the penalty kill, or left of the penalty kill, I should say, Beecher is going to yank down Kopitar. This is a good call, and it's going to be 5v3 for 56 seconds. We kill them both, largely because of Swayman. 7:03 left of the period, and we're going to have the best shift we've had all game. Patra, JVR, Freddie go to work. The lines were constantly being blended because early on in the game, the 5-on-3 kind of shifted everything around, and then just various people were icing the puck a lot, getting exhausted. They were getting stuck out there. The lines did not stay consistent. Either way, after about 30 seconds of possession, Mikey Anderson's going to get too physical with JVR. He's going to go for interference. We're going to go to the power play. And 13 seconds into this power play, the puck being worked around the walls. Looks like on the right wall, the puck's about to get forced out. But Marchand wins the battle and with seemingly no space through a pair of legs, just perfectly tape to tape, chucks this full width over to Pasta, who's on that left circle. He collects. He has a defenseman in front of him, but he actually uses his defenseman as a little bit of a screen, gets it on his forehand, fires between his legs, and just goes sniper-rooney and jeez! High blocker's side, and it's 1-0. This was a debilitating goal, I thought, at first, for the Kings. Because, holy shit, they have dominated this period. And then they get one call against them, and we make them pay less than 15 seconds into it. It's 1-0 power play goal. 1:49 left. McAvoy takes a stick to the face. Kaliev is going to go for 4 minutes, being an evil, evil man. Double minor. There was blood. I never saw the blood, but I'm going to believe them. We do absolutely nothing with that 4 minutes of power play time. In fact, we gave Dubois a breakaway, and his shot rang off the post or the bar. They had 4 post shots in this game. The Kings were an unlucky team in this one. Anyway, that was in the second period. 3:16 in. Coyle is going to go 2 minutes for boarding. We're going to do the penalty kill. We kill it. Penalty kill is up to like 16 for 16 at that point, something along those lines. Pretty good penalty kill. Remember when I was worried about that? This guy doesn't know hockey. 6:28 in, and the dam finally breaks. Laferriere. Got there. Skates right down the middle of the ice. Right down the middle of the ice on the transition. And neither Carlo or Lindholm pick him up. Do you know why they don't pick him up? Because not only are they both like 8 feet from their walls, right? Huge amount of space. No gap control at all. And they're too high. The speed that the Kings have, you can't sit that high during a transition. You have to be moving to get back. And instead they don't. Either way, he goes right down the middle. And he's able to just beat Swayman blocker side. Posting in. They deserved it. Honestly, they deserved this one. And it's 1-1. And at this point in the game, if you were watching it, you just believed it was kind of like, okay, this is not our game to win. We were getting dominated as far as scoring chances go, and Swayman was bailing us out, which you love. You loved having a goaltender who can steal you games like Swayman did tonight. But you can't expect you're going to win the games. 9:45 left. Another fucking penalty hooking on McAvoy. We kill it. 17 for 17. 5:15 left. Patra goes on a little tour de zone. He loves these tertiary assists. I'm telling you, he just adores them. After his little tour, though, he's going to sling the puck low. It's going to get fed back up to Forbort, who's at the top of the slot. He is going to hammer this on net. It's going to go posted out. Puck retrieval gets sent right back to it. He's going to take another blast. He's at the high end of the slot. He's just going to hammer this. And Lucic takes it right off the calf. Ooh, that looked like it hurt. But it had Talbot selling out for that shot. It bounces to Geekie, who's at the bottom of the right circle, who gets a wide open net and makes no mistake. And Geekie has his first as a Boston Bruin. And Patra is not going to come in on the box score for this one. He's not going to get a point for this one. But the beginning and the middle of that possession were largely due to his cleverness along the boards, which is something that he's shown he could do. That was a shift that we started to be like, all right, he's breaking out of his little bit of a slump, the struggles that he'd been having, because it was not a great first period either for him, honestly. And then Freddie makes kind of an odd decision. And this might be illegal to show you and monetize the video, so this video might not be monetized, but I'm going to show you anyway in just a minute. He drops the gloves with Englund off the faceoff. There are a few things I love as much as the whistle blows and they just skate around and size each other up and they start shedding equipment. I don't know, man. That just gets my blood boiling. I love it. In a good way. They go at it. And you tell me who you think won this fight.
Take a break right here.
Boston, number 11, both have 5 minutes each for fighting.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Freddie. He killed the guy. Englund came, I got to give Englund props. After taking that ass whooping, he came after Freddie for the rest of the night. He was not afraid. He kept looking for more. Good on him. By the way, 4:27 left. We're reminded that Talbot is not a starting goaltender in this league anymore, if he ever really was. Anyway, we win a face-off in the left circle. We're just going to do a typical cycle the puck, push the puck to Marchand, who's in the high slot. Marchand's just going to chuck it on net. It's going to get deflected. It's going to get on its edge, and it's going like a coin through a slot, right through the 5-hole. Slow, squeaks through, and it is 3-1. It's Marchand's goal, I believe. I don't think they've changed that. It was something that Talbot is absolutely going to want back, but we'll take those. 3-1 going into the third period. And 1:39 in, Dubois for hooking, power play. 59 seconds left of the power play. Geeky's going to go for holding. So we're going to go 4 for 4 for a bit, then 1-1 of the PK. We kill it. And then 7:28 in, Lindholm just gets straight up burnt. It's a puck that's trickling towards Swayman. Swayman doesn't go for it, because I don't think he thinks that Lindholm's going to lose this battle, because Lindholm had 3 strides. That's a bit much. But he had at least a full stride against, who was it with him? Kempe. Kempe's fast. Either way, Kempe just flies by him, gets in on Swayman. Swayman makes the first save, but the rebound comes right out to the slot. I do not remember who got this shot on Swayman, but Swayman had to make a save from his ass, which he does because he's him. Either way, it stays 3-1, but scary moments, and just continuously having those moments, you look at Lindholm and go, what the fuck, dude? Don't love it. 10 minutes in, Byfield hits the post and out. Just going to point out that they hit the post a lot. 5:09 left, and we have our first shot on net this period. 5:09 left. That's 14 minutes and 51 seconds in the period we have our first shot. Now look, we're up by 2 goals, but talk about letting your foot off the gas. Yeah. 3:38 left. Talbot gets pulled for about a minute, and nothing happens. This is a nothing note, because 2:12 left. Talbot's back in the game. We started closer to their net, so they put him back in. And Talbot gloves a weak shot. But he decides to continue the play to keep the puck moving and chucks it toward the left wall. And Marchand goes, oh, all right, cool, thanks. Runs over, grabs it, chucks it to Zacha, who goes around the net and then feeds it back behind the net where Pasta replaced him. Pasta grabs it. Defense broke down. Mark probably broke down because they were all looking at Talbot like, hey, bro, what? Anyway, Pasta grabs the puck. He's behind the net. Feeds to Marchand, who's all alone in front of Talbot, and he just goes blocker side and in. Sniper Rooney and cheese again. It's top corner. It's beautiful. But it's 4-1. The captain. Oh, the captain. And that'll be not your final score. Not your final score. 1:24 left. Freddie, he's going to get called for a major. It's going to be dropped to a minor, but he cross-checked England in the face for what feels like no reason. So there's that. During the ensuing power play for the Kings, it's just going to be a snapshot from Roy. Is it Roy? It's Roy for this, right? I think it's Roy. I should know these names, but it's 2 a.m. and my brain's not working. He's going to snapshot from the right point, and Grunstrom's just going to get a tip on it. It's going to beat Swayman 4-2 power play goal. The perfect streak ends at 17. We are 17 out of 18 now on the PK. It's a little bit of a bummer. Freddie knows he fucked up there, but not a big deal. Freddie was tremendous this game, and he's actually my first game note. Trent Frederick, you can't overstate how impactful he was. I didn't like the decision to fight right after the goal, but if you're gonna give the other team life by accepting that fight, you might as well beat the shit out of the dude, which he did. So what am I really criticizing here? But he was great on the forecheck, really good defensively for the most part. I liked Freddie's game. Mitchell and Brown both showed, the other game notes, Mitchell and Brown both showed why they are on the outside looking in. I wouldn't say either are abysmal. In fact, Brown actually I thought was pretty solid for the low amount of time he had. But they are clearly your 13th and 7th players at those positions. Although Lauko did have a rough game too, so there's a little argument there. I still think Lauko's a lot better than Brown. Lindholm game note. I'm actually starting to get a little worried. We're 4 games in against weaker competition. Not that the Kings are particularly weak, but 4 games in. And Lindholm hasn't looked right in any of them. And you could argue he's been kind of bad in moments. The conversation before was he hasn't been bad, he's just been fine, but he certainly hasn't been what he's supposed to be. And this last game, I'm kind of like, no, he was bad. He was bad in moments of this. He makes a lot of money. And we have a lot of years left on that deal. We can't see a decline already. I am not worried yet, but I'm starting to watch him a little more closely. Got to see some more. He has to be better. Whew, man, saying that out loud made me worried. Patra was good. was really good in moments, a much better game than Thursday, and I think that was one more test that he has passed. He has had a bad one and then bounced back from it. That being said, if he's going to stay in the NHL this season and burn a year of his ELC, which isn't even burning a year of it, using a year of his ELC to stay in the NHL, he needs to start getting points on the board. He is impacting plays and creating scoring plays. And I know the coaching staff recognizes that. But you do at some point have to be effective as the primary passer or the one scoring the goals. And I think our biggest issue right now is he is fantastic against the wall. But for some reason he feels really safe there and is not. Now he makes other rookie mistakes as well, but he's not forcing himself with the puck. With all that clever skating and stick handling that he can do against the wall, he's not pushing towards the net. And I'd like to see him attempt that a little more. Risk a turnover in that position. See if you are able to make that drive to the net. Because right now, I think he's playing it a little too safe in some areas, and offensively, he's keeping it against the wall, and he's winning those wall battles, which I want him to continue doing. But at a certain point, you have to trust your own skill to attack the net. And that's where the points are going to come. But still, a good game for him. I don't want to be too critical of it. Final game note. It is way too early to say this. But we are, when DeBrusk returns, obviously, we are one more top six guy away from being kind of scary. The defense is there. The third line is going to be great because we have 5 different guys we can put on that third line and be really good matchup guys. That's Freddie, that's Coyle, that's, I think, either JVR or Lucic on that third line is going to be good. If you wanted to move Patra down there, you certainly could. Geeky. There's just guys that you could put on that third line that work there. All work there. We need another top 6 guy. And that's assuming Patra sticks. Because the Lucic and the JVR up on the wing in the top 6, it's not right. It just doesn't work. Are either of those guys bad? No. But neither of them are effective 5-on-5 players at that level of competition anymore. That's not an insult to either of those players. It really isn't. It's just that's not where they're suited. That's not where they have an advantage. It's not where we can put them out and feel confident that they're going to be winning their battles. I think they've done an admirable job. But if we're getting to the deadline and we're a good team and Patra's sticking and we got Zacha, Patra, we got Pasta, we got Marchand, and we got DeBrusk, all guys who would stay in the top 6. You need one more true top 6 winger. And for those of you who are saying, hey, let's grab another center, there's a reason for that. You're not wrong. But who are you pushing to the wing? Because Patra, I want to keep on the center position. I think he does a good job there. And I think we have a young center who I'd love to see continue to grow in that role. And Zacha's looked phenomenal. He's looked really good. Honestly, I believe you need one more, right or left side, because I think DeBrusk can do either one. You need one more top 6 winger. Not even a guy who can drive the play, but a guy who can be complementary. Because I think we have enough guys to drive the play right now. And I think we'd be pretty damn scary after that. The power play looks decent. The penalty kill looks great. The defense looks really good for the most part, but the goaltending looks A+ top tier. We just need a little more scoring threat. The bottom 6 looks good too. Anyway, guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Thanks for joining me on these late night escapades. Your Boston Bruins are 4-0. Feel amazing about it because I feel amazing about it, and we should all just feel amazing about it. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Go Bees. Go Bees!